Well, I don't even know what to say. The buzzer just sounded. The buzzer just sounded. They haven't even announced who won, but if you're watching this currently, you know who won. Let's just get started. UFC 319, Dricus du Plessis versus Hamzat Chimaev. All I want to say is this was the most dominant showing I have ever seen in my lifetime. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not going to lie to you. I would never lie to you. There's no insight I can give you. I'm not going to explain anything. This was dominant. This was, it makes you think all the times he pulled out of those fights was the universe sending a message. Sending a message to the. I'm gonna pull up the stats. They're not even updated. That's how the fight just ended. They don't even have the official stats on here. It was bad. I'm going to give you a little. I'm gonna put this in your head on what just happened in this octagon. Okay. So round one set the tone for the rest of the fight. If you watched round one, you watched the entire fight. Dricus comes out. You know what I mean? The aura, everything about the fight before it starts. You're like, hype. It's about to be a great one. I give Dricus. He was on his feet for 20 seconds in round one. 20 seconds. The most he was on his feet was round 5, is all I'm going to say. The most he was ever on his feet was round 5, and I don't think he cracked a minute of time on his feet in any round. Any round. He spent most of the time up against the cage on his knees in crucifix positions. It was just it just updated. Let's pull the stats up. Let's pull the stats up. Look at this. Look at this. I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this with your eyes. Take your eyes and look at this. You see these strikes? The majority of these are ground strikes. Ground strikes. 9 for 11. I think they're not doing him enough justice. He was taking Dricus down so much. I don't even think Dricus knew what to do. This was, it wasn't, I don't know if it was embarrassing for Dricus, or was there just something about Hamzat that even, everyone didn't know. We all knew he was dominant, but I didn't know he was capable of this. Man, I thought Dricus was the best middleweight in that division, and he just got toyed around. I don't want to use MMA math, but he was the best middleweight in that division by far, and he just got toyed around with. Like it wasn't even a shot. After round 2, it was never close. You knew who was winning this fight. But enough of that. Enough of talking about this fight. This was dominant. Very dominant. All I got to say is, man, free the middleweight division from the shackles. You guys had your chance. All the pull-out fights. There's no more Sean Strickland as champion. You know what I mean? Izzy. Title shots are over. Kyle Barao, you're losing to Imavov, but you're not beating, you're not beating Hamzat. Imavov, you're not beating Hamzat. I don't want to overrate him. I don't want to do too much glazing. I've been speaking about this for so long, but I just don't know what to say except lock in, brothers. That's all I can say to you guys. Now, with enough of that being said, we're going to group these two fights in together, okay? These two fights, we're going to group these in together. You know how I feel. These both brought me different feelings. You know what I mean? In one of them, a guy I hate watch got a buzzer beater spinning back elbow KO in round 1. And then another guy, I don't have nothing against Lerone Murphy, but you know how I feel about, jump ship guys, from other promotions. You know how I feel about them. There's really not much to say. Both of these were kind of the same KO in 2 different ways. One of them buzzer beater, one of them, man, there's really not much to say about these. Great KOs. It really brought life into you. This is like the opposite of most other UFC cards. The main card was on something. This was a pretty good damn good main card. We're gonna loop these in together. 2 good fights. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give Carlos Prates his props. You know me. I'm a Carlos Prates downfall prayer. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna give him his props. He showed that he improved after his loss to Makoko Gary, and I'll never hate on someone for improving. I'll never hate on anyone for improving. Shout out, bro. Shout out Lerone Murphy. Doing us all a favor, packing up these Bellator, PFL, jump ship guys. Also, him and Carlos Prates did the same exact thing. They got the same KO and both told Dana to, let one of their friends up, into the company. Respect that. Good guys, man. On to the next. Man, I just want to say, shout out MVP. Shout out Old Man Can. Old Man Can went out there. You know what I mean? He didn't give up. He didn't give up. We're gonna start what happened in round one. You know what I mean? MVP, if you know how MVP fights, MVP did his thing, his bouncing around, staying at distance, throwing his jab, you know what I mean? And then randomly, after in the middle of his fucking bouncing, he throws a fucking right and drops, my guy Old Man. Jared Cannonier drops him. But he doesn't do anything after that. You know what he does? He lets him up. When he gets up, gets in his face, he tells him, calm down. If that was me, I'm not letting that slide. But that's about all that happened in round one. You know what I mean? Because after that, Cannonier did, start getting position, get him against the cage, holding him there for a little bit, and I'll give him credit for that. Did good. Round two, starts off the same. But this time, MVP hits him with a 1-2 combo to drop him this time. Not just the right hand, a 1-2 combo. And starts hitting the fucking running man on his ass. Listen. These, this is what he does. Me personally, I'm not taking this. This was quite disrespect. This was quite disrespect, okay? And after, just like in round one, after he gets up, he's able to get position. This time he gets a takedown. MVP does get back up, but he did get a takedown, and that's about all that happened in round two. I'm being honest with you, that's all that happened. It wasn't a lot. It was very interesting to watch, but it's not a lot to explain to you. Round three, you know what I mean? My boy Cannonier gets his takedown. He gets into full mount, right? Starts throwing some ground and pound. He attempts an armbar. He attempts a triangle, and just continues to ground and pound for the most of the round. We're gonna, we'll pull up the stats. We'll pull up the stats. We'll pull up the stats. Pull up the stats. It wasn't really, the best showing by either competitor. MVP, had his 2 knockdowns. 0. I guess I know nothing. I guess I just fucking lied to you guys. I guess he had 0 fucking knockdowns. I saw the knockdowns with my eyes. I watched the fights. I've been here since 6:30, sitting here in front of these 2 screens watching these fights. I saw him get knocked down twice, but there's really not much to talk about that. Good win for MVP. I'm just gonna sit here and talk for a second, man. Kaya Sakura. He was winning round one, right? He was winning round one, but in round one, something happened that showed you, man, he might not have improved enough from Pantoja. Because, you fought Pantoja. Pantoja's the champ. So you can kind of make a little excuse for getting submitted by him. Listen, I'm not gonna say Tim Elliott's a bum or anything, because I don't know Tim Elliott like that. You know what I mean? I don't know him, and that's okay. But when Tim Elliott took him down in round one, I looked at my screen, and for a second I was like, man, it would be crazy if exactly what happened against Pantoja happens to him in this fight. Whoa. Well, let's fucking talk about it. Round two comes out. Kai, we're gonna start for round one actually. Kai comes out. He's striking. Looks perfection. I was not perfection. I won't say perfection, but he's landing his shots. He's aggressive. He's going after it, and all that's good and well. And then he's going so far at it, looking for the knockout, going for the headshots, because that's his thing. He's leaving himself open for takedowns, and it happens in round one. And I'm thinking, maybe it's just a one-time thing. He'll recover in round two. Round two, Tim, my boy Elliott comes out more aggressive, because he's getting the takedown. So now he got the fear in my boy Kai's head. He has the fear in his head, and he comes out and he's more aggressive. My boy Kai, he's not really doing much right. He's making a move back. And then I forget what happened. I think Kai, my boy, doing his thing, trying to get a knockout for the fans. Throws, I forget if it's a right or left. He throws a big shot. Leaves his body wide open for a takedown, and that was all she fucking wrote, fellas. Right into a fucking gilly. Instantly. I knew it was over from the second he was in it. He was not getting out of that. I knew he wasn't. And there's nothing much I have to say. I just want to say, I don't want to stop supporting my boy. He's my dog. But, if I'm going to be fair, he came into the UFC with 21 fucking wins. You know what I mean? So I shouldn't have ever thought, maybe there's a chance. No. Just like every other fighter, hate me if you want, every other fighter that comes to the UFC with, 18 wins, 19 wins, 20 wins, they have a low amount of losses. He had, 4? That's okay. You have 21 wins. Okay, boom, boom. That's a good number. But when you really sit down, listen, I know I'm rambling. When you really sit down and think about it, You coming to, like I always say, you're coming to the UFC with 21 wins. What are you hiding? What is wrong with you for you to just now be getting here? I'm never gonna stop. Supporting my boy, but he's gonna have to lock in because I can't do it much longer. You know what I mean? My boy Suge lost to Marab twice. I'll never stop supporting him. Kai Sakura, you lost to Champ Pantoja, then Tim Elliott. I don't know what to say to you. Get in the gym, work on the ground game, stop going for knockouts, lock in. I'm not a fighter. You're the fighter. You know what's best. You got this. Enough of the main card. Now it's time for the real sickos. Anyone that actually sat there from 6:30. I wouldn't have suggested it because we're gonna skip a lot of the fights after this. The main card was really good. I'm gonna give the main card a fucking cool 8. Cool 8 out of 10. You know what I mean? Listen, Hamzat DDP was a dominant performance, but it was kind of boring. But it was very dominant. So like it was boring in like the sense of like, dang, nothing much is happening. But it was dominant and good to see. On to the prelims. It's time. We're gonna be doing. Oh my goodness, I don't know how to say his fucking. We're gonna do my boy Sus, cause I don't know how to say his fucking name. Versus Nolan dude. We're gonna start from round 1. We're gonna work our way. We're gonna start round 1. How it goes off is it wasn't really too much of anything, but it was some really good back and forth striking. You know what I mean? Nolan almost gets to finish at the end of the round. I say it was a pretty decent round. So in round 2, both men, they come out, they hurt each other, but it's very different levels of hurt. One of them you can tell is done. Sus, because that's the way I'm gonna pronounce his name. He throws a leg kick, and you can very well see, my boy Nolan's hurt fucking right. He's fucking hurt, right? After that, Sus goes for a little takedown, right? He goes for a little takedown. It was almost, a good reversal of position, if that's how you say it. Listen, I'm getting my ball knowledge up. A good reversal of position. It didn't work out, right? Didn't work out, but you know what I mean? He tried. And then after that, it was mainly just, top position from my dog, holding it, ground and pound, throwing the elbows, the rights, the lefts, you know what I mean? All that in there. Takes his back, and that was all she wrote, fellas. That was all she wrote after that, fellas. You know what I mean? That's really all she wrote. Good fight. Good submission. Good win for your boy Sus. I'm gonna keep tabs on you. And then we got, I'm not pronouncing either of these fucking names. We got me versus Ole. All right. Okay. It starts off right. Fucking Ole drops him because this was weird when I was watching it because it was like he dropped him and let him get up. I guess that's him showing off who's the alpha, who really running shit, right? Lets him get up, throws a left over the fucking top, ground and pound, all she wrote. It was quick, simple, not much to explain. Great knockout, ground TKO, quick, easy, good first round KO. I hear he has he's top 3 for most first round finishes in the UFC history. I don't know if that's for his division or not, but shout out to bro. We skipped the next fight, and someone played the sad music for my boy Chase Hooper. He came out with some nice striking, really good with the straight left, but he kept fucking spinning. I don't know why. He was spinning a lot for some reason, spinning a lot like he was from fucking Ninjago, and then he dived into the cage with his fucking head, and then towards the end of the round, he's going forward, which he doesn't have to do, really. I guess I just don't know much. But what he doesn't really have to do, and he catches a fucking right to the fucking face. And some people saying it's a bad stoppage. I don't really know. But all I do know is he was going on his back or he got hoed and pushed onto his back. And then the fight got stopped. But all I'm going to say is I'll never doubt my boy. He's coming back even better. Chase Gooner, we support you. It was hard to see, but I'm always gonna support you, right? Now on to the early prelims. We're getting close to the end. If you're still here, sorry. How we're gonna get started? I'm gonna be honest. All I'm gonna say for this fight is foot stomps. I don't want to talk about this fight. I don't want to waste your time talking about this fight. There's not much. Foot stomps, a stun, more foot stomps, and close one. Not much to talk about. I was rooting for Barbosa, not Edson, the owner Barbosa. I was rooting for. She had a really good round 1. I thought she had the fight won. I guess she You know, some might say she probably did enough in round 2 for it to be hers. Wasn't a split. No, went to Silva. I'm not gonna give my opinion on that. I, was rooting for Barbosa, but obviously towards the end of the fight, she slowed down. It wasn't the same as in round 1. Good win. And man, last fight of the video. If you're actually watching to this point, which you might not be, but if you are, I just want you to dap me up, bro. I want you to dap me up because we're on to the last fight, and this one was good. This one was good, right? We're gonna pull up the stats. We're gonna get to fucking talking. Ultimate Fighter finale. Fucking Morales versus Idris. I don't know your name. We're gonna start off. It was some good back and forth striking for the first minute. First minute of round 1. Morales, he had some pretty good grappling and was flowing great. I mean, he was flowing so well, and he was controlling them for the majority. It was good. He almost got a sub attempt. It was a good round 1. He was flowing well on the ground. You know what I mean? Showed some good grappling. I was impressed. I've never heard of the guy. I was very impressed. Great. Looked really good. Round 2, he comes out looking better than he did in round 1. He hurts is Idris. He hurts him, right? He hurts him to the body and drops him, right? He then gets on top. Then he loses that top control, locks in a triangle, and out like a light. I would say I can't do this fight enough justice. If you watched it, it was really good grappling, really good flowing. I'm very impressed. As a grappling nerd, I'm very impressed. But that's the last fight of the video. There's not much to talk about. The middleweight division is in hell. Khamzat Chimaev was made in a fucking lab. He might do the middleweight division worse than Merab is doing his division. All I'm gonna say is, I guess they're gonna run Dricus versus Khamzat too. I feel like I don't know if you run it though, because that was a pretty embarrassing loss. Throw my RDR, big RDR in there. Throw him in there. If anyone has a chance, he has a chance. He's upgraded Dricus. Enough trolling. If you watched at this point, thank you. It was a mixy, wishy-washy card. Main card was great. Early prelims were eh. A lot of fights you could skip. I'll be honest, a lot of fights you could skip. Not much happened. Other than that, it was good. It's getting late. I've watched this whole card. I don't want to talk about this sport anymore. If you enjoyed the video, thank you. You don't gotta do anything. Thank you. That being said, I'm out. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.